So here at Trimper's, you also have the giant wheel. I got on both roller coasters. I got them done in about 10 minutes. I bought my tickets and then I rode both roller coasters. The spinning coaster, it's an SBF spinner, and a boomerang. So you got two of the most cloned rides in existence. So at Trimper's, that's what you got. You got SBF spinner, there's about 100 of them, and boomerangs, there's, I don't know, maybe 50 of them. There's a lot. This is my most cloned ridden coaster. SBF spinners, not so much. I've done more SLCs, I've done more Batmans. But the SBF spinner is 8 points or $6. The boomerang here, Tidal Wave, is 12 points or $9. So 15 bucks, you can get yourself a two coaster credits. You got to pay for parking though somewhere in addition to that. But if you want to do, it looks like it's $26 a day for all day riding. Now that's probably cuts you off at some hour, and I don't know if that includes Tidal Wave or not. So that's interesting, I don't know. I just wanted to get the credits and move on. So here at Jolly Roger, I just rode Looping Star 5 times. This is my very first Pinfari. 477 coaster credits, and this is my first Pinfari. I rode in the front, then all the other rides were in the back car. You get launched. You get great airtime on that first drop. And then the second drop leads into the loop. The Pinfari Looping Zyklon. I've heard bad things about this, but I really like it. I thought it was pretty good. One good airtime moment, a forceful loop, and the low to the ground turns, they don't really do a whole lot, but I mean, that's kind of what this design usually does, is a bunch of tight turns like that. And those are all fine and good. But the highlight of this ride is definitely the airtime on the drop if you're in the back car, and the forceful loop. Is it jerky? Yeah, a little bit. It's a little jerky. It's not bad. You just kind of hold on to the restraints, keep your head forward, you'll be fine. It's no problem. And if you don't know, Jolly Roger has 2 locations. You got the one here out on the pier, and you got one up at 30th Street that is not out on the beach. It's kind of down and across the street. Twister, yeah, one of those things that you can make it spin as much as you want over there. And I'm not really sure what this thing right in front of me does. And you got little teacups. And something here, the Zombie Manor Motel. I'm gonna try that out and see what it's like. Oh, and over there is another Himalaya, just like right down the street at Trimper's. And the zombie thing, that was pretty cool. That was pretty well done. Some unique things in there. And okay, that's what that thing does. Well, there are 4 coaster credits at the other park, so I'm gonna wanna make sure I get those. I have a feeling this side might actually be better than over there. I don't know. This is that they only have the one coaster, although I imagine it's probably the best of the bunch. And Kraken, not that Kraken. So the boomerang was a bit jerky, one of the jerkier boomerangs I've done. On the other hand, a really cool view when you're going backwards up the initial lift. And at Trimper's, you got a lot of the kids' rides under a covering here. So now here at the Jolly Roger at 30th Street. A Schwarzkopf 65-meter Wildcat. I have never ridden one of these. Yeah, with all the coaster experience I've had, I've never ridden one of these. And at the 30th Street location, you do have free parking. And there's quite a bit. Even here on a Saturday, arriving at almost 3 o'clock, there's plenty of parking spaces still available. You have the water park over here. You definitely would have to pay extra for that, and it's quite a bit extra too. So I'm just doing the rides, which was about $29, and you get 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock at the pier, 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock here. If you do night rides, I think it's a little bit more, and that's 7 to 11 at both parks. This is an old school miler, not E&F miler. This is from the dad, not the son. So I got the kiddie coasters out of the way first. Did the wacky worm. I think this is only my 3rd wacky worm out of almost 480 coaster credits. Yeah, Myler knows how to do the best kiddie coasters, whether it's the father or the son. They also do some pretty good adult coasters. So my 480th coaster credit is my very first Schwarzkopf Wildcat. Well, Barracuda is not currently operational. I don't know if they're planning to open it later or not. This looks a lot like Tiger at Indiana Beach. This is made by Zaire. I think it's Zaire's take on Schwarzkopf's, one of the, like a smaller Jetstar. And you got these spinning hearts. That's pretty cool. That's interesting. Yeah, no thanks. I'll do any roller coaster, but not this thing. Yeah, you hear the screams of pain. So individual points, 1 for 70 cents. I can't see any reason to do those bronze, silver, gold unless you are unless you're doing it for like a family, you're gonna be sharing the points, that sort of thing, and not doing a whole lot of rides. But 1 point for 70 cents. If you're just getting the coaster credits, you got 10, 20, 28, 36. 36 times 70, I gotta do the math in my head, hold on. I used to be good at this. So it's 70 cents times 30, $21, 420, 25.20. 25.20. So yeah, it's like $2 extra for the unlimited rides. They got Barracuda running. Maybe the worker was just on lunch break. But I stuck it out, and I'm barely gonna have enough time to get on. My thing ends at 6 o'clock. It's 5:40 now.
5:40?
Yeah.
All right.
So I completed all the coaster credits here in Ocean City, both at Trimper's and both Jolly Roger locations. And this is pretty cool. A Zaire Flitzer. It is Zaire Flitzer. It is just like pretty much just like Tiger Coaster at Indiana Beach. I don't think it's quite as intense as that one, but it's still pretty good. The Zaire Flitzer is one of 2 in the world. The other one is in South Africa. So you can't ride this anywhere on this side of the planet. But there's other things similar to it. You have a small little dip on the backside. You basically do like 2.5 circles around the top section there at the beginning, like the first half. And then after that first half, then you start picking up speed on these lower turns. That's when it gets more intense. That's the best part, is the second half of the ride. It is pretty cool that it kind of builds to that. And their Himalaya is called the Flying Dutchman. That's weird. Of course, I did look up a little bit about what a Flying Dutchman is. Pretty interesting. And this was a good end of the day here at this park, getting 4 quick rides on Barracuda, especially since it was closed earlier. They got it up and running, and I was able to get on. So even when Barracuda was closed earlier, I was thinking I could go back to the pier and get some more rides on Looping Star. Glad I didn't. figured I'd stick around, went out to the beach, walked along the beach, and then came back, watched the circus at 5 o'clock. It's a pretty good show. You ought to check it out. And then when the circus was over at 5:40, Barracuda was up and running, so I was able to ride it after all. So really happy with the day, really happy with how this whole day turned out. Everything worked out great. And I said I didn't do the water park, but one thing that is hard to notice if you're coming in from this side is that the trapdoor water slide, you go down, and that little piece right out there on the left side of the green, you actually go back up after dropping down. You go back up, almost like an overbank. I have heard about that. I have never seen one in person though. Every trapdoor slide I've done does not have an uphill portion. So I wonder if they make you ride on a mat, or if they just trust that no one will valley in there on their backs. But if you can brave the traffic to get out here to Ocean City, and boy, the traffic is awful, especially on a weekend. The park is great. Jolly Roger, even Trippers look great. I only did the coasters, but the rest of it looked pretty good. I kind of wish I would have spent more time at the pier. I spent an hour there at the pier, and then I came here, had a little lunch in the car. So ended up with 3 hours here, and that was more than I needed because the lines weren't long, and I think the pier might actually be a little better than here just because of their flat ride collection. And Looping Star I think is the best coaster among the 5, among all 7 at Ocean City, including Trippers. And you know, you're right on the beach there. You're close to the beach here. You just gotta walk a couple blocks. So I wish I gave an extra hour there. And then I could have spent 2 hours here, still gotten just as much done. You know, gotten done everything I would want it to. And I would have ridden more flat rides at the pier. I still rode Looping Star 7 times, so I didn't get shortchanged at all there. See, Wildcat, it just goes real slow around those turns. That's why I think Barracuda's better than Wildcat. So if you can brave the crazy traffic getting to Ocean City, Maryland, I recommend Jolly Roger, and even Trippers, although you don't need nearly as much time there. Even if you do an unlimited ride thing, I don't think you need much time for them. Jolly Roger, between their 2 locations, that'll take a little bit of time. You don't have to take all day. You don't have to take as much time as I did, but I like to take the extra time, get some extra rides, and take in everything, watch the show, watch the circus.